Cardano has a ton of stuff going on in its ecosystem, and in today's video, I want to share with you exactly what's going on, who's building, and some stats on the latest news in Cardano. This video is going to be based on a thread by our friend Cardano Whale. If you want to check out the thread and read it for yourself, the link will be down in the description. First things first, there's a lot going on in Cardano, but right now we have Hydra, layer 2 scaling, and some solutions being built on Cardano using state channels, allowing participants to transact off-chain at high speeds with low fees using similar rules and smart contracts as layer 1, then settling on it. The release version 0.7.0 was this week, and there's some more information here if you want to click on the thread and read it, basically saying Hydra is progressing and things are going pretty well on the scaling front over there. If you've been with Cardano for any amount of time, you may have heard that Hydra has 1 million transactions per second capabilities and all this jazz. To be honest, it doesn't really matter too much about TPS on Cardano because each transaction has transactions with transactions inside transactions. But nonetheless, it is nice to see layer 2 progress. And also on the horizon is another layer 2 competitor, DC Spark, the people behind Mokamada, working on their own Flint wallet. The mobile release is now 25 times faster than before, achieving this using CARP, a Cardano SQL indexer that replaces traditional Cardano DB Sync, and this has been funded and created by Project Catalyst. If you don't know what Project Catalyst is, essentially funds and fees from Cardano go to a treasury to fund community development. This treasury then gets used and spent and decided on where it goes by the community in the terms of voting with your ADA and your wallet to who gets the funds. And Flint Wallet, or DC Spark rather, has put proposals through to fund CARP and with reasonable budgets too to successfully get this done and opening it for the community hopefully later down the line, or if it already is, I'm not sure, but basically allowing people to use this instead of Cardano's DB Sync to allow for faster and better user experiences overall. Speaking of Cardano wallets, we also have Typhon Wallet, and they've added instant transactions. Basically, you can interact with new ADA NFTs without waiting for a transaction to settle. Perceived speed of Solana, but on a decentralized non-VC chain. I have talked about this in my most recent video, I believe it was. Basically, transaction chaining, you don't have to wait for the first transaction to go through. You just send another one. And I've been using Typhon Wallet now for a few days after seeing this and their new wallet release, and I am liking it a lot so far. Another thing to keep your eyes on is OrcFax Oracle. Really don't know exactly what this is all about myself, as I haven't been too exposed to it, but Cardano Whale is saying to check it out, and I'll leave this thread link down in the description so you can. But they have an introducing the Cardano Open Oracle Protocol, an update for July. If you want to have a read and look exactly what they're doing, how they're benefiting Cardano, and how they're bringing a nice, very good Oracle solution to Cardano, definitely check out this below. Also, keep in mind when I'm reading this thread, you're going to have to do your own research on a lot of these things. I know this is supposed to be quick, fast-paced latest news, but I can't go in depth on everything because I just want to cover everything in general, and then if you want to dive deep into something, you can. Another one is Legon Official. They have a dev update coming out. They recently completed their first successful internal demos on the test network of the storage client, finished liquidity pool rewards calculator development, and more. Their aim is to build a shared data storage economy with compliance, privacy, and security. Not sure why I added the word testnet into their successful internal demos, but basically they're doing pretty well. They're making progress. They have a dev update, and they're building something meaningful on Cardano. Cloud storage is definitely something which would be nice to see decentralized, and having them being here to build it on Cardano, I am very excited for that as well. Another really interesting piece of news is IOHK Charles, or Charles Hoskinson, founder of IOHK and founder of Cardano, is speaking and doing a keynote at Messari Mainnet this year. Basically, if you don't already know this, Messari and Cardano have an interesting relationship, especially with Charles Hoskinson involved, and there's been a lot of drama between the two, censorship of data accusations and so forth and so on. But good to see that there's going to be an interesting keynote at the mainnet event this year for Messari, and it's going to be interesting to watch. Next up, we also have the world's first AI Smart Digital Diseases Health Registry DApp with SSID NFTs, and that's Immunity Life. For people interested in real-world projects and real-world impacts, especially in the health sector of blockchains, this is an interesting way that you can get involved, and they have an ambitious goal for sure, and have community calls every Thursday. If you want to read their mission and purpose, I'll leave it on the screen now, and you can pause and read here. As I covered in yesterday's video, and I'll cover again now, a lot of nodes are upgrading to the latest Facil version candidate, which is going to be the one that triggers a hard fork. As of this thread, it was 40%, but now 66% of stake is with the nodes ready for Vasil, or 50% of blocks produced this epoch have been from nodes ready for Vasil. So the upgrade is very, very heavily climbing. 56% of total pools. The metric we are looking at is blocks total. In the past hour, we have seen 68% of blocks being created on this new version. So progress towards the Vasil hard fork and reaching that 75% threshold we need to trigger the hard fork is approaching very steadily. Catalyst voting for who gets funded has been pushed back to tentative date now, 1st of September. If you're interested in Catalyst voting, I will try to leave a link down in the description for voting, or just look up Catalyst voting on Cardano and you'll find a link to there where you can vote with your wallet to who gets funded and who gets money from the Cardano treasury to fund their development. We also have Cardano TVL standing at 186 million ADA, or $85 million currently. And an interesting thing is a new version of Ouroboros is under development that honestly I wasn't aware of, and I don't think much people at all were aware of. This version is currently under development and automatically recovers from global outages of indefinite length. Usually there is some kind of a worrisome that if we go out for too long that the recovery won't be possible, but this version of Ouroboros is trying to fix that, which is another interesting failsafe developing for Cardano. Application on Cardano Atomic Swap is ready for Vasil and Tango Crypto, providing Cardano APIs and developer tools. If you're building something on Cardano, definitely take a look at this, introducing their NFT Studio and integrating an ADA payment processor of Tango Pay. Also, I have seen some news of this dashboard and the NFT Studio platform even offering basically an affiliate way of paying people for clicking on certain links, which is really cool. Next up, we have Tap Tools, a Cardano native token charting app, one of the only ones that I've seen on Cardano so far, and they do all types of coins from Yummy to Ding to whatever you really want. They have charting platform for Cardano native assets, which is really nice and definitely worth going into use if you are someone who's interested in sharing the charts all day. Me, myself, I don't really, but I do like to look at the Yummy chart every once in a while. Financial index protocol Maze protocol is here to build DeFi indexes on Cardano tokens, which look similar to MVI on Ethereum. And a really cool thing is they plan to offer Cardano investments on other chains that bring liquidity back here to Cardano. Blockfrost.io is a Cardano API as a service. Don't know where we would be really without them. Over the past year, there's so many little applications and wallets that have used their services to deliver to you. But honestly, this is a very easy gateway to the Cardano ecosystem, and a lot of people are using this all over the place, from developers to non-developers, and they've now added support for 2 new Cardano testnets. The Ortano team has written a hit piece and a gem of an article at Essential Cardano about some Vasil upgrade takeaways, essentially just specific to their use case, not necessarily interpolating everything, but they see a 76% fee reduction and a 93% transaction size reduction. Yeah, Vasil is pretty big. Project Noom, a music streaming marketplace, also has been building and doing a lot. I know I also missed their white paper, but I've been paying attention to them and looking at them for quite some time now. Over the past year, they have continued to build, and they also have some Catalyst proposals that you can support if you want to get involved. I'll leave that link down in below. In this thread, you can find it. Along with that, we also have Muesli Swap keeping on their pace of development, constantly bringing new things to the Cardano blockchain and announcing the private beta for their hybrid version, bringing AMM, order book, and DEX aggregator into a single page, and also announcing a complete website redesign being launched alongside this too. Nunet Global has introduced their Earn Drop program. Community members can now earn NTX by participating in the development of Nunet. And if you don't know what Nunet is, basically they're providing globally distributed computing power and storage for decentralized networks and intelligent global computing. I know that's a lot of big words. If you want to learn more about it, you can check out the thread link down in the description and find this tweet here, basically allowing you to earn while developing and helping them develop what they're making. Orbis project has put out another amazing thread on prover node operators. If you haven't seen my other videos on Orbis project's threads, they're always very educational and tons of value can be learned from these threads. I will leave this link down in the description when you can find it in Cardano Whale's thread, but also I do have some videos on Orbis project, so if you want a video on this thread, I can do one as well. Definitely worth checking out either way. Over at Claymates, they're building a Clay space. Good progress going on there, and an updated release date of October 2022 for the release of their marketplace. Another thing is posted a week or two ago, but a nice, clear, and concise opinion from CARDANO'S, basically a prominent developer in the Cardano space and kind of the open source development at Cardano Foundation, discussing the fact that should users be ready and dApps be ready to run their own nodes as an entry point to the chain, or are people just going to be okay with using a centralized API service and not really getting into the whole Web3 thing? And that is a discussion for another day, I think. In today's video, I just want to cover that it's there. And if you want to go interact with the thread and talk about it, you can. But in general, we also have two more things to cover, which is Empower.io, offering a real fi NFT with real world impact. These provide affordable finance for at least 30 families to be able to purchase affordable homes in Mozambique with the help of a World Mobile team. If you don't know who they are, they're trying to connect the unconnected. These families will also have access to more affordable internet. This is a great thing to see happening on Cardano, and I'm happy that there's progress going into this effort. Also, lastly, we have the much hyped and awaited cornucopias game coming with their custom dome sale, which is happening on the 26th to 28th of August, so probably already happening right now. These things are very expensive. I personally will not be participating, but I know a lot of people are hyped about it, so thought I'd mention it in this video as well. Anyways, that's it for the video today. If you want to support the channel, definitely stake with Jack Stake Pool to earn passive ADA on your ADA, and I'll see you guys in the next one.